Hello children, you all know that a C program begins with hash include stdio.h. So when you write this, you're going to begin by writing the main function, that is int main. And when we say int main, that means that the main is returning an integer, and then we start by declaring the sum. We're going to start by declaring sum. I'm going to say int sum, and then inside int sum I'm going to store the sum of two variables x and y. However, I wouldn't be calculating it here. What I would be doing is I'll be using functions to calculate that. So I'm going to call a function here. I'm going to say calculate sum semicolon. Then I'm going to be printing the value sum here. So I'm going to say printed sum is equal to %d, and then write the variable sum here, and then close the flower brackets. For now for the function part, I'm going to write it over here. I'm going to say int, the function name is calculate sum, so I'm going to say calculate sum. That means that calculate sum is returning a variable, and I'm going to put in the flower bracket, and then I'm going to declare the variable int x, and I'm going to store the number 5 inside it. I'm going to declare the variable y as integer, and I'm going to be storing the value 10 inside. So now that we have declared and stored the value x and y, I'm going to create the integer variable sum 1, and I'm going to be storing the sum of x and y, that is x plus y. And so now once done, I'm going to say return sum1, and then I'm going to close the flower bracket. Remember, sum1 is of the type integer, and also sum is of the type integer. So when we are returning, we say that we are returning the value here. So now when you compile first, we begin with the hash include command, wherein the stdio.h library is imported, and then we're going to start with the int main command, wherein we're going to say int main. Okay, we forgot to return the values 0, otherwise it's going to be an error. Okay, so let's begin. So when we compile over here, we spoke about hash include stdio.h. We say we have the main function here. So when we write the main function, we're going to first declare the variable sum. We're going to create the variable sum and declare it as type integer. So once done, I'm going to store the value sum inside the value of the sum of the two variables, that is x and y, inside sum. So that is done through the function calculate sum. When the compiler comes across calculate sum, it's going to call the function here, which is calculate sum. So it's going to calculate the sum. Here we are initializing the value of x with the number 5. We are also declaring that the x is of the type integer. We are declaring y as the type integer, and then storing the value 10 inside it. And then we're going to say int sum1 is of the type integer, and we're going to add the sum of x and y into, and we're going to put the sum of x and y into the variable sum1. So once done, I'm going to return the value sum1 to the main function too. So now when I say return sum1, it's going to come down here and store it inside sum. So once it's stored inside sum, we would be able to print sum and then since the integer is there, it returns 0, and it's going to end the program here. So this is how it works. So let me know if you have any more questions. So that's it for this video. Keep learning, keep exploring.